100 cases of people who wandered into the wilderness but never came back. Accounts of children, people
was a coyote,
vanishing,
dog, or
seemingly
else.
swallowed up by the many endless forests across America, or even later found in ways that defy logic.
An animal.
Was it a person or an animal, or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on, and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man.
She described the way that the creature moved would not be unnatural.
You've had problems in the neighborhood
It looked
before?
like it was
Yeah, my dog was
uncomfortable
killed here
in its
just
own
recently.
feet.
I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it was standing out there. I'm out here
It
looking through
looked
the
like
window
a
now, and I
vehicle.
don't see anything.
She
I don't want to go
believed
outside.
that what she was looking at was
Jesus Christ,
pure
you better.
evil.
Sure.
See ya.
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9" up.
Do you
Many
see
of the
him now,
cases
sir?
about
Yes, I'm looking
100
right
people,
at him.
at least, who claim that they've been abducted
hang
by
on.
aliens.
He's
One
right.
of Dr.
Is
Matt's
he in your
patients,
yard,
Linda,
sir?
Yeah,
who
he's
says
gone.
she
He's
has
big.
been
Faded out.
abducted since childhood.
Reality. I was just
what I remember
being brought up this tunnel of light, right?
being
Out
around my
of
bed.
this tunnel, I
And I
just
ran between them
noticed
and ran
parts
out
of my
of the
life
room
that
to
wouldn't
my
even
mother's
occur to me to
to
remember.
hide
Then I
from
knew that I
And
wasn't
I
being
never
my
told
mom,
anybody
that I
about
was
that, and I just buried
close to
it.
death.
And
So then I came to the end of this tunnel and noticed there was a man that first touched me at first as
A
a place
mist or a fog
and I
kind
also
of
saw
moving.
relatives that had
The
died
action, the
that
motion
year.
caught my
Then
eye. It
the
actually
wizard,
started
without
taking
moving his
shape,
mouth,
taking
spoke to me and
form.
said,
The
"Struggle,
idea
you're
of the
too
Grim
young to
Reaper
die."
went through my head, cloaked figure. And as I was watching, it kept becoming more and more and more distinct to me that this was actually something with some type of presence. Like it knew I was there. And as I was watching it, it turned and looked directly at me. I felt like whatever this was angry at me. I wasn't welcome. It wanted me out. I had been face to face with a ghost or a demon, a spirit. I'm not really sure what. But this feeling of terror actually was going through me. And I really felt more that it was demonic. It was something very evil.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Supernatural Encounters. For my guest today, I have Shannon, and Shannon's going to tell a few of his experiences. But before we get started, could you give a brief bio about yourself, Shannon?
Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm 35. I've moved around from like Tacoma to Idaho to kind of like where I am in Washington right now. And amongst, all the like normal like things there's always been like these little things that like you don't notice. And then it like later on in life, yeah, I'm 35. Mostly I'm just kind of like a handyman. I do mechanic stuff. I play guitar, bass, harmonica. I do vocals. That's what my voice is kind of, because I was like practicing scales and stuff yesterday. Yeah, and it's just, I'm newly single. What's up, ladies? Yeah, I mean, no, that's just basically about it. I'm 35. Do much except learn music, play video games. I mean, shit, I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops recently.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, Shannon. Well, if you're ready, go ahead and start with your first supernatural paranormal story and just tell all of them in order and let me know.
Okay. Which one's the first one again?
You have down the Black Mist.
Oh, okay. And if anyone hears anything, it's just my roommate talking to their dog. The first one, mist in the bedroom. So me and my ex-wife, we're cleaning up my brother's room. He's kind of a special needs person. He's like 40 now. He's like, I don't keep in talk with him much, but when me and my ex-wife were cleaning up his room, just like, sort of help him and everything and help him like learn how to like, have a schedule. I'm looking this way, talking to her, I'm helping her. It's like, okay, organize this and that, thing X. I look over there, there's like this black mist. It's like about this big in the middle of my brother's room. And it has like this green border around it. And I'm like, hey, babe, you see that? And she's like, yeah. Like, yeah. And I was like, it was like, and, you know, my mom at the time, she was just hard-headed about it. What are you talking about? I don't see nothing. And it's just, no, it's like, no. I'm like, look. It's just like, she didn't see it, but me and my ex-wife did. That's the odd thing. But it stayed there in the middle of his room, my brother's room, and it sort of got smaller and smaller, and went into the wall and disappeared. Like, it was insane. And for some reason, I just remember it so vividly. It's just one of those ones that sort of stands out.
Okay. And then the fin in the basement.
The fin in the basement. So this is another story about me and my ex-wife. We're taking care of her dad while he's trying to help our apartment. You know, we're trying to do some plumbing down there, fix the basement up, pour the floor, whatnot. And me and him are talking. He's got the flashlight pointed at kind of like what we're doing. I'm looking over there for just a second. And it's like, fin 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Fin 2. It's about, okay, I'm like 6'4", and this like fin was like a head taller. And the thing about, well, like Spokane, where we were, geographically, it's kind of shaped like a bowl, you see, and it used to have, you know, they find all sorts of like fossils in there. So it wasn't even a human spirit. I was like initially startled for like 5, you know, but then it's like, I just sort of looked at what was going on. So I don't know, like, I'm just wondering if there's any megalodon teeth down there. That's what I'm wondering.
All right. And then the next one is tall as an evergreen.
Yes. I'm not going to name the group of people that I was with. Just, you know, it was just kind of like a hobby group. We were out in the woods, sort of doing our thing, kind of like an SCA type thing. Don't want to get into it. And I was kind of out there looking for something that I lost. And so it's like, I can't find this thing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give up. I'm going to go home. And not go home, but I'm going to like go back with the group, see what the night brings us. And so it's like, I'm looking at this tree because it's just, you know, aesthetic. It's out there, it's alone. And then out from behind it, like kind of like grabbing the tree and just sort of like doing this. Had to mark a text as read. And it's just like kind of like, you know, sort of like doing this with the tree and just, and that was like the only paranormal experience I've had where I was scared shitless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, yeah. I got the jitters really fast and I like slowly backed out of there. And like, yeah. It was as big as the fucking tree was. When, pardon my French if I'm swearing too much. Go ahead and tell me like I'm swearing too much. But yeah.
So
I just don't want to see it again.
what exactly happened?
It was this fucking giant, well, like it didn't chase me or anything, but it was just, I don't even know if it noticed. It was just like sort of like leaning on the tree, like, you know, if you're like put your hand on a tree like that and sort of like do that, like pop your shoulder back in or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was this giant black shape, humanoid. I couldn't see its eyes or anything, so it was like either facing away from me or it didn't have eyes. It was not close enough to me. It was about 250, 300 yards away. So it's like if it's as tall as an evergreen, it's just, you know, like here's the evergreen, here's the guy. And he was just like kind of grabbing onto the tree, just sort of swinging that. And like I walked off and he must have walked off.
All right. And then you have down dreams that you had when you were in jail.
Yes. Okay. So I'm 35. Life sucks for some people. Okay. I do some stupid shit. It's a misdemeanor. I do 6 months, do my time. Right. While I'm doing my time in here, you know, I'm getting along with my cellmates. Everyone's reading books, sort of doing their thing. And about 3 weeks into this thing, I have this dream where there's all these people walking around in our cell block, and they're walking around in like the hallway outside of the cell block, and they're in all of the cell blocks. There's like a bunch of traffic of people in this cell block. Like they're all wearing street clothes and they're walking around like this jail doesn't exist. And so I'm just like walking out of my cell. I'm gonna go take a shower. Get out of my way, everybody. And no, there's this guy. He's pushing everybody around, right? And it's like, hey man, where are you being a dick? Okay. And it's like, you know, it comes down to me kicking his ass. This is all me in a dream. You know, you're having a dream where you're fighting people out. But like the more I pound this guy's face in, the more stuff comes off what's supposed to be a skull. Is just this weird, fucked up skull looking thing. Like a demon. But no, it's like, yeah, I'm like scared of what's going on, but I'm still just, no, I'm putting it down. And then I woke up before I could, you know, start tossing elbows at him. So the next dream I have, which is a few weeks later after that, I'm in this little town of Washington I'm living in. You know, it's got the trees, beach, sea, northwest, it's gorgeous. And I'm walking around and then like suddenly it all opens up. No trees, it's just these rolling hills and shit, right? And there's that same little demon thing and I can't catch him. And he's just like killing innocent people left and right and everything. And I'm just like booking after him fast, trying to catch him, but he's just so impossibly small that I can't get him. And it's like just, you know, I woke up out of breath. Like I was actually running.
Okay. And then your UFO sighting or encounter?
That's actually an interesting one. It was in January. It was the general neighborhood that I was living in. It had like a mail room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, you know, go turn a corner, go to the mail room. And then I come out of the mail room. I got like a pocket knife on me, right? And it's like I see this UFO near the water pump building. It's just this, you know, not crate, but it's like this you know, it's just like a cracker box type little building with like a bunch of like water pumps in it to do the complex we were living in. And I see this thing. It's not like cigar shaped, but like, I don't know. little bit of a calzone shape type thing, like the German Hanabu in the 1944, 1946 era. You know what I'm talking about? The UFOs that the Germans made, but this thing, you know, it was like about a quarter mile away near that water, right? Near the pump house. And it's like, you know, this thing has like 3 windows in it. And I can see the pilots, and it's like a good quarter mile away. I don't know how tall, like in terms of like scale, but I got an idea that's huge. And it's like, I was just in a brazen mood that day. I was like, it's not gonna work. You want to fucking fight? I'm gonna try to abduct me. It's like, I don't care. I'll go down, swing it. I have seen too many Whitley Strieber interviews, seen too much about Whitley Strieber to just like take a look. No. And so like this thing flies away. It flies away because it's like I don't know. My stepmom said that was intent, that something there could sense my intent. And they backed off because they knew I was going to get hostile. I don't know.
Okay.
That one.
Then your next one is the succubus.
Well, yeah. So it's around August 2013. Sometime in August 2013. I'm a guitar player, as I've mentioned. So I kind of do this on purpose sometimes. I mean, back then anyway, I would have like the laundry machine, the washing machine off kilter. So, and so I'm playing the Tristram theme from Diablo 2, but with kind of like a blues turnaround. And so I see like, you know, just like the bust of like this girl. She's got like an A-frame haircut, black, and you know, just got like, it's just kind of like a white t-shirt. I can't tell like, you know, what, it's just a white one. I can't tell like what band it is, but you know, she's got like kind of like that like rocker look to it. And so it's like, I just continue playing it. It's kind of just like a tritonic melody in a sort of a minor scale, as best I can describe it. I'm not like most technical when it comes to music. So I finished playing this, and it's just like a really good jam. And it's like, she just kind of like leaves, but then, okay, so like I'm in the middle of stuff with the missus, and she starts looking like her. I'm not going to go into details because this isn't, you know, this is one of those podcasts, but like, yeah, and I've been kind of having dreams about her a lot. But like, ever since 2013, she's not like having dreams, but like sometimes it's like, I'll be like I'm talking about it right now, and I feel a cold hand on my shoulder. Yeah, like right on my wrist right now.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, actually. And then you got, I think you have one more left, unless you have some you haven't listed. But your next one would be your near-death experience.
Okay.
Kind of go into like what happened prior, what happened during.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm 17. I'm kind of a weeb kind of a little bit of a weeaboo. But not only do I watch anime, I like to watch the 60s and 70s samurai movies because I've got class. That's my excuse. I'm playing ninja and I'm like almost weighing 300 pounds and I hyperextend my leg and break every tendon and ligament in my left leg except a single tendon. Oh shit, right? Like, it's bad. And so like I go to the emergency room. They're barely straightening my leg out to get an x-ray. 4 days later, I'm on a surgery table. And they had to give me an epidural. They had to put dope in my spine. And in order to like do this surgery. So I flatlined twice during an 8-hour surgery. Time slows down. It just slows down. I was in this world for years. I lived an entire life, not aging. And I had like an entire family, wife and kids. The kids aged and died. Me and my wife in this spirit world didn't. Kind of weird. But like on my eldest son's deathbed in this dream world, he told me that he died in childbirth and said, "Thank you for giving me an entire life to live." Now, this isn't just like a normal looking world. It's very dark, very bleak. It's like constantly marred. Just there's war happening there all the time, and it's not like the afterlife people think it is. I mean, that's part of it, but if you go beyond that, there's just, it's hard to describe, but we all made it work. Had a lot of stuff. And then it's like after all this, I am waking up. I'm 17 and still, 17. And my leg's in a cast. I don't, that was my near-death experience.
Okay. Have you had any other supernatural, paranormal, or encounters of any such, other than the ones you've just told?
Yeah. That one's a little deep though, but I kind of want to skip over that one, if it's at all possible.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't feel comfortable telling us like one of your stories. That's okay.
Thank you, sir.
Is that the only one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I have tons of questions for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your first story, you mentioned that your brother was special needs.
Yeah.
And then you
Kind of
said
stuff.
that, huh?
Yeah, kind of low functioning Asperger's. Poor guy. Like there's no helping him. I could not leave a productive life and have him around me, so I had to move away. Long story short.
Well, you mentioned that I think it was in his room is where this black mist with like a green orb of some kind came in there.
Well, it had a green border around it.
Green portal. Would you
Green
be able
border,
to
like okay, here's the black mist, like a border around a circle. It was like a membrane, a green membrane. I would rephrase.
Okay. So, and was it what kind of shape was it? Was it circle?
It was like an amorphous bubble.
Okay.
like a bubble that just kind of like kept on doing this, and it would expand and contract, and we would, during our interactions with it, the more we noticed it, the more it went away from us.
Okay. What do you think it was?
I think that it may have been, well, it could have been an amalgam of things. It's kind of, I don't know. It could have been, because like this, my brother, he's got like a lot of negativity around him, and he's just kind of a little bit of a toxic person.
Okay.
Long story short, and like he dealing with what he has to deal with kind of doesn't put him in the best mood all the time, and like he has like a lot of negativity that he produces involuntarily. That could be it.
Okay.
Like the guy doesn't know how to like not, and it's like it could have been like, that could have been like a poltergeist type thing, or like all that coming together.
Mhm.
Or it could have just been a disembodied soul. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. You probably do a little more research than I do.
Did you hear any sounds or smell anything when you've seen that?
No,
Okay.
no.
Have you seen it since? After that one time you seen it?
No, it was just a single anomaly. I was blown away.
Now,
I was like, after the fact, I was amazed. I was like a little bit like, I was like, what is going on? Who's seeing this?
when did this happen? Like what year and what month of the year?
I think it was in 2010, sometime in the fall.
Okay.
Late September, because I know that like we were wearing jackets and stuff. My ex, mad at her, but damn it, she's stylish. She wears good jackets. Yeah, we were bundled up a little bit, so it was probably late September, early October.
Okay. Now going towards your story of the evergreen tree, can you kind of go into what you were doing like that day before you seen what you seen?
Before I seen what I seen?
Yeah.
Okay. So as I said, this is part of like a sort of hobby group, which I wish to remain anonymous. I don't want to like have them like see some like me on there saying, oh, they named a name, or they named the exact hobby group. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm searching for something that I lost, to put it bluntly. And that's what I was doing right before I saw it. But the night before, me, the guys who were all involved with this, we were kind of like feasting, carrying on, make sure that guy over there stays hydrated. But I wasn't hungover or anything, because it's like I ate a lot and drink very little, just in case I had to drive. But no, I was blind stinking sober. I was sober. That entire event. I was a little bit winded because it was kind of rigorous activity we're doing. Yeah.
Okay. So where did you walk to see this thing grab this tree?
Oh, I was looking around a tree about 300 yards. I didn't have a rangefinder on me. I'm eyeballing it here. Yeah, About three. It was like about 300 yards away.
And was it's facing away from you or towards you?
I could not tell whether or not it was because of the distance.
Okay. All right.
And if it did, and it may not have had eyes, because I could not get a clear view of the hand that was grabbing it.
Okay. If you could take a guess, what do you think that creature was?
Hmm. I don't know.
Okay.
So if it was a Wendigo, would I be here?
Okay.
Would I? Like,
You're right, but your guess is as good as mine. Knowing what kind of figure that is.
could have been a giant shadow person that didn't know where it was, trying to relocate its shoulder. Shadow,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, shadow people are just they're chaotic neutral, or what I like to call lawful chaotic.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever had a shadow person encounter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have? Are you able to tell that story?
Oh, yeah, it was that same apartment where we saw Finn in the basement.
Yeah.
We would when me and my ex were first get together, we'd see him out of the corner of our eyes all the time, and that was when she was really getting me into 9 Inch Nails.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I would just see it. I just see it out of the corner of my eye. I would sometimes see him, in corners. Like you open up like the little cupboard thing under the sink, and hey, hopefully it was a rat, because it was like fast. I hope it was a rat.
Have
They're very minor here and there.
Have you experienced anything recently with any type of supernatural entity, ghosts, shadows, anything like that?
Not ghosts, shadows, just sometimes at night there's a ghost that lays, because I'm like sitting on my bed here just so that I can let my roommate watch her TV. Sometimes at night I'll feel something get into bed with me and put its arm around me, and it doesn't feel bad.
Mm-hmm. I definitely had that happen to me when I was younger, and it's a really kind of like freaked out feeling at first, because you're not expecting anything like that to happen, and then it scares you a little bit because you're just like, jump up to go turn the light on and nothing's there.
Mm.
Now, when we're talking about the figure that was at the tree still,
Mm-hmm.
are you able to give any more of a description of what it looked like?
Yeah, it had two very large horns on its head, but it wasn't like antlers, because there would be like just two parallel,
Okay.
and the other horn two parallel. So it's like basically something that's got like, yeah.
Okay. And you didn't.
That's the thing about it, and it's just.
Now, what else?
I kind of got tunnel vision for a second too.
Okay. Can you give any more of a description of it?
So long ago, I just remember how I got increasingly scared, to the point like when I came back, I sat in the van with my ex,
Mm-hmm.
and like told her how scared I was and started crying.
Okay. Did you hear anything or smell anything?
I heard one thud, when I finally turned around, and like when I was like, because when I was kind of drawing back, keeping my eyes on it, drawing back, keeping my eyes on it. As soon as I knew I could turn around, I heard one thud.
Okay. And did you smell anything?
Mm-mm. Just the normal plant smells, the normal animal even smells that are always all over the damn park.
Okay. What color was it?
Black.
Black, all black? Okay.
Mhm.
Could you tell if, well, I guess you really didn't see a face, did you?
Mm-mm.
No. Could you see any like bowed out angles around its head to see if it like had almost like a muzzle of some sort?
Oh. No, it was actually just kind of like straight up and down like that,
Okay.
like a cylinder.
Like a cylinder?
Yeah, cylindrical.
What about the body? What did the body look like?
It was thin.
It was really thin.
Yeah. Like,
And
yeah,
how tall do you think it might have been?
it was as tall as that tree, so I would guess somewhere in the mid hundreds, like not mid hundreds, but like the mid 100s, like 50 feet.
Holy crap. That's how it was 50 feet tall?
150.
Oh, that's even crazier.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see.
that's half a kaiju.
Yeah, so man, 100 feet tall. Was it,
150 feet.
yeah, was that taller than the tree then?
No, this is about as tall as the tree. The trees in Idaho where we were, they get tall. They like to get tall.
Now, when you ran back to the vehicle,
Mhm.
was you able to still see it?
No,
No.
it was not there, and also I was a good distance from the point where I saw it, so it's like if I had a drone with FLIR
Wow.
or an A10 Warthog,
Was it nighttime or daytime?
okay, so it was like dusk.
Okay.
Like dusk, like when everything's like sort of gray, but there's no clouds in the sky. It's starting to gray down, and this is all happening near like a lone tree. Because like, here's like two sides of the forest. Here's like that tree, like in the middle of those things,
Wow.
like a breezer.
150 feet.
Yeah, I mean that's my guess. Like it could have,
Man,
that's the only paranormal experience I've had that genuinely scared me.
yeah, I would have
The
it.
rest of it has been either me being amazed or sad.
That is incredible, man. That is incredible. Let's see.
We've our military even does it with tanks. They just fucking hide them.
When you were going down into the basement and you've seen these fins,
Yeah.
like can you explain to me like a description of what the basement looked like when you walked down and where exactly you've seen the fins?
Sure. So we go down like a single steep flight of steps because architects in the 1970s had a sense of humor, and we hang a Louis. We go left and go work on some of the plumbing parts. And while I'm talking to the old guy while he's ranting about what old man things, I'm just kind of like looking off in like my own direction, not paying attention to what he's saying because he's just kind of saying some stuff. And that's when I saw it. This is when I was just trying to like keep the flashlight on what he was doing and just kind of like do that once in a while.
Was it a physical looking form or was it shadow?
It wasn't even shadow. It was like, okay, so like you've seen footage of like, you know, the distance between like a shark and it just kind of like, you know, like
Yeah.
if it was like murkier water is kind of what it looked like, because there's like so much stuff going on. There's like a little bit of commotion from the old man and him like coughing all over these pipes he's trying to work on. And it's like not the, you know, visibly the best thing. So like when you see this thing kind of like go by, it's like, whoa. The 1002, 1003. Okay.
Yeah. Was it filled with water, the basement?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
And so when you were down there, you just seen like a fin. Like say this is the wall, and
Yeah.
all you see is a fin.
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
itself.
Between me and the adjacent wall
Mhm.
is this really is like a fin that's like that tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why that's why I guessed it was megalodon, because it was like 1001, 1002, 1003.
Yeah.
It's like that. Fin 1, fin 2. It's like that's megalodon.
What do you honestly think that was?
Been an animal spirit.
Animal
It
spirit?
could have been an animal spirit. You know,
Okay.
I wonder what kind. I just every time I think about that story, I'm just wondering what kind of life that critter had.
Yeah.
It just like sort of like opened up. Like I didn't know much about, you know, the megalodon and everything, but you know, after seeing that, I just like, okay, get on the internet, we're gonna do some research.
What did you do when you first saw it? What was your thoughts?
I jittered and I could not think, but it was just the first thing was like, I can't believe it. Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And that's kind of like why I moved back to the coast, because I miss the ocean. It made me start missing the ocean.
Where that basement was located, how close was it to the ocean or to any body of water?
It was in Spokane, so yeah, it's pretty far inland, but it's you know, like I said, there when we were still Pangea, the area of Spokane geographically is shaped like a bowl, and it had like a body of salt water.
Okay.
That's probably where we got our friend there.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm curious as to what other prehistoric creature bones might be buried someplace.
Yeah. I mean, if regular human beings can, you know, have spirits and be, you know, sought around in different areas, why can't animals and other creatures, right? So
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
cats have the same emotional capacity as a human being.
mhm.
Did you know that?
I figured they probably that all animals I figure have some type of conscious and soul, you know.
Yeah, it's like we just don't know how they experience it. That's all.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like animal spirits. Yeah, you can't. It's against basic scientific theory. You can't prove a negative.
Yeah.
You can prove a positive with all the evidence that you can, but proving a negative, damn it.
Yeah.
I want it all to be true, but I just know that it's like when someone says something not real, I usually say it's undiscovered.
Yeah. I like that.
That's
What
how I see it.
what color
It's
was the
undiscovered.
UFO you seen?
It well, it was at night, right?
Okay.
And it was all I all I saw was the black silhouette. You
Black
know,
silver.
like
Mhm.
it was a black silhouette of this fucking calzone shaped thing, but it had these three windows in it where you could
Mhm.
see the pilots.
Okay. Now, out of all your experiences, have you ever captured any kind of like video or picture of the shadows or the ghosts or any recordings or anything like that?
I didn't. My dad has.
Okay. What did you end up catching?
He ended up catching a green orb one time, kind of interesting, and a couple of different things that were sort of anomalous in the background. I'm still kind of like wondering what that is, but it's like I don't know. I think it's like a little bit of a pareidolia, that one. But the little green orb. Yeah, I think my dad's got that one. He
Okay.
does. I'm trying to get him to send it to me.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Now we're on our last topic here, which is going to be my favorite one because I have tons of questions, and it's for your near-death experience.
Yeah.
So you said that. Actually, hold on. Right before we get to that, I forgot about the succubus. um, have you experienced that succubus or had any recent encounters?
Yeah. I mean, last night, bit of arm around me.
Okay, so that's what the ghost is then, right?
Yeah, it's the succubus. So what that ghost is, it's like I looked that up on a couple of different websites that sort of pertain to the matter,
Okay.
and it's like they
And
don't. Go ahead.
you said that it shapeshifted into your
No,
uh,
well, actually, I did not. When me and my wife were in the middle of something,
mhm.
my wife's face shifted to hers.
Oh, whoa.
She was like unaware of it, and we were about at that 12-minute mark when things are about to happen.
Oh, wow. And as that happened,
And it's like right as she's cracking a nut, her face changes.
hmm. Why do you
Yeah.
think that? Why do you think that's happening? What gave you like I don't the thoughts of what it could be?
Well, because I've studied a few different websites and things pertaining to the subject
Hmm.
of esoteric matters such as the succubus, and and I'm just kind of going with my gut feeling on it. I don't want to get into necessarily a theological turf war about it, but that's what it is.
Okay. Have you been caused any pain and or have you smelt anything or heard any verbalization from it?
Uh, she, when she has her arm around me some nights, she breathes into my ear,
Okay.
just like she's like because like sometimes I'll be like kind of like overthinking,
Okay.
and I'll be just like kind of like no, I'm not gonna toss and turn in bed. I'm just gonna relax, just gonna think about things. And it's that kind of like part of the night where like you kind of wish you had someone putting your arm around you,
Yeah.
feel comfortable, and it's like this succubus kind of senses it.
All right. Now on to your NDE. When you died, how long were you dead for?
Died twice.
Oh, you died twice.
I died twice and came back. They were like, it was like only for like a couple of minutes at a time. So it kind of probably might have accumulated to like 6-7 minutes. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was, but I was occupied. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't tell when I died.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't want to get into details because they had me. It was like, oh, come back when you're. I'm mad. Was out. Go away. Like,
So I guess it would be, did you have the experience the second time you died or the first?
well, it was during this, and you know, I surmise that it was started during the first time I died, and the second time I died sort of continued it, and like when I was going through what I was going through
Mm-hmm. Okay.
was probably when I was like alive and starting to come back to living. That's why I wasn't aging. I knew like what was going on like the whole time, but I was doing all these tours of service,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like we had cleared out enough territory for a short measure long enough.
What was the first thing that happened as soon as you died? What was the first start of this experience that you had?
I woke up in a large military tent that had like a whole bunch of bunks in it.
Okay.
And it's just I was like the only guy that this sort of happened to. Like just me and one other person were like the only people who were still among the living.
Wow.
But they still needed able bodies.
And what was your purpose? What did you two people have to do?
We had to go through different post-apocalyptic looking cities, going from building to building, hunting down and killing inhuman spirits who destroyed the very city that they were in.
Wow. Now
we were yeah, like I had like a pistol and sword, that sort of thing, mixed unit tactics.
what kind of inhuman spirits? Like what do you mean? Can you go in description about those?
Yeah. A lot of them were, they look like mostly bone, but with like meat, like sort of barely hanging off of them, and like their faces didn't even look human at all.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of alien,
Okay.
but not really. And they didn't go down easy. They didn't go down easy at all.
How long did it take, let's say, for you to change the world you were living in or beat those things?
We did. That's the thing. It does not stop. It just doesn't. It's just one of those things that is just sort of indicative of a society in the world of the living that is indicative of this complete and utter realm of chaos and madness. Like sometimes there's like a normal city there, and then like you go back to that. A few days later, smoke coming up, go in, keep screaming, go away. God.
How did you meet your wife through all this process? That
Yeah, coming back on from ops, we went into the motor pool, and there was like a mechanic there. She was carrying a toolbox, and I offered her to bring the floor jack, and like we started fixing this APC. I had to like get 4 floor jacks just to lift this fucking ACP up, just so that we could get the gaskets on the transmission replaced, because they because we were hit by a 50 caliber round.
wow. And then what happened?
Well, we kind of hit it off. Like whenever I'd go out on deployment, I'd come back, she'd be there, and like we'd run with hunt. We'd go hunting together, and like one time, I fall down. She falls on top of me 9 months later.
And how many kids did you have with her?
2.
2. What were your wife and your 2 kids' names? And have you tried to search for those people? Like
No,
now?
because both of my sons have passed.
Okay.
I watched them grow old and die, and I saw their spirits pass on.
Okay.
My wife's name was Hirosana. Her first son's name was Hector.
When you came back, did you suffer any depression or anything like that?
A little while. But I just sat there thinking to myself, I'm gonna write that story down someday. But I'm going to just extrapolate on it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear the full story one day if you choose to write it or write a book or anything like that.
Well, it's loosely based on it. I'm in the middle of it.
Okay.
It's very loosely based on it. I actually did a rewrite of it in jail, and when I was rewriting it, because I had to change like a bunch of stuff in order to just give it, sort of an act 1, 2, and 3 instead of like but I still tried making it nice and just like changing events like that. All the stuff I have in this is kind of just for me.
What was the scariest thing you seen when you were there?
So one of these little towns that we were in, we go in there and start clearing it out and everything. The locals didn't quite get out yet, and these creatures that we were killing, we were eating them alive. And guy next to me who had a flamethrower took a round at the dome and fell down, and I took flamethrower off of them. And I won that day. But still, this was locals, ones that couldn't get away.
And you said you died?
I didn't die. Some of
Okay.
the locals that did.
Okay.
I wonder what happens when you die in the world of the dead.
That's a
I
good
didn't want to
question.
find out the hard way.
What towards the end of where you woke back up or came back to life from being dead, what were the last moments in that world?
I remember Arizona laying in her side of the bed. On her side. And I kissed her legs. Went to sleep. Put my arm around her. Smelled her hair. Then I wake up in a cast.
Okay. Do you ever walk around and come around people that give you deja vu of being in that place, like say smells or anything like that?
Bacon. I'll still eat it though.
Because of killing all the inhuman souls.
Yeah, and like that thing with the flamethrower.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
Like,
Shannon, go ahead.
no, because like the thing with was like they were all there, just kind of like mounted around these people that they had like surrounded. They were already dead. I could see it, and whoosh! Hit them with the flamethrower, and they all start doing that scarecrow dance.
Yeah, I like to listen to or read your full story on this near death experience you had. I'm very interested in all the details and stuff in it.
Yeah, and like it could have just been a fever dream I had, but if it wasn't a near-death experience, I'll take that as well.
Yeah. But it was real to you and it was a lifetime.
I hope so. I really do.
Yeah.
Triumph, tragedy. I'm just kind of like, there's like a baby that died in childbirth that I got to give a life to. I'm happy about that. Got to watch him grow old.
Well, Shannon, you have answered all my questions, bud. And I really do appreciate you for coming on and telling all your stories. Would you like to give any closing comments or advice to anybody who might experience the same experiences you have had?
Other people have experienced this is what I'm okay, let's see. Don't be a naysayer. Always be a skeptic. The word impossible is just an illusion. There's improbable. There's no impossible. Impossible is impossible. Impossible is the only thing that is impossible. And just, I don't know, planet Earth, please don't treat each other like shit for 5 minutes. Please. And that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, thank you, Shannon, for coming on, and thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you for coming on, Shannon. And
Yes, it was great. It was very nice talking to you.
it was nice talking to you.
Yeah,
And
I bet you're good. I bet you're good public speaker.
hopefully, I hope people can learn a thing or two from this episode, about any of your experiences that you've had or encounters. And if they ever encounter it themselves, they can go to you and talk to you about, sharing the same experiences.
That sounds constructive.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. It's been another episode of Real Supernatural Encounters, and we'll see you guys later. See you later, Shannon.
See you guys.